nautical miles until 2:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. 1:47 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a strong thunderstorm was located 11 nautical miles west of Enclosed Key, moving east at 25 knots. Hazard, wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source, radar. Expect wind gusts in excess of 34 knots, suddenly high waves, frequent lightning, and heavy downpours. Make sure all on board are wearing life jackets. Locations impacted include Tarpon Springs, Englewood, Key. Special marine warning. The National Weather Service in Melbourne has issued a special marine warning for Sebastian Inlet to Jupiter Inlet 0 to 20 nautical miles until 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 2:59 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a strong thunderstorm was located over Jupiter, moving north at 20 knots. Hazard, wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source, radar. Impact, expect wind gusts in excess of 34 knots, suddenly high waves, lightning and heavy downpours. Make sure all on board are wearing life jackets. Return to safe harbor if possible. Locations impacted include Tequesta, Jupiter Island, Jupiter Inlet Colony, Jupiter Inlet and Jupiter. Move to safe harbor until the hazardous weather passes. This hazard The National Weather Service in Miami has issued a special marine warning for Lake Okeechobee until 5:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 3:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, severe thunderstorms capable of producing waterspouts were located along a line extending from near Haven to 7 nautical miles south of Lake Harbor to 16 nautical miles south of Pawkey, moving north at 25 knots. Hazard, waterspouts, wind gusts 34 knots or greater, and small hail. Source, radar. Impact, waterspouts can easily overturn boats and create locally hazardous seas. Small craft could be damaged in briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Locations impacted include Canal Point, Liberty Point, Clewiston, Sandcut, Pawkey, Buckhead Ridge, Lake Harbor, Calusa and Moore Haven. Boaters should seek safe harbor immediately until these storms pass. Wind gusts 34 knots or greater, small hail, high waves, dangerous lightning, and heavy rain are possible with these storms. Thunderstorms can produce sudden waterspouts. Waterspouts can easily overturn boats and create locally hazardous seas. Seek safe harbor immediately. Frequent lightning is occurring with these storms. If caught on the open water, stay below deck if possible. Keep away from ungrounded metal objects. Report severe weather to the Coast Guard or the National Weather Service. You can also share your report with National Weather Service Miami on Facebook and Twitter. Special marine warning. The National Weather Service in Melbourne has issued a special marine warning for Sebastian Inlet to Jupiter Inlet 0 to 20 nautical miles, Sebastian Inlet to Jupiter Inlet 20 to 60 nautical miles, until 6:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 4:34 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, strong thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 7 nautical miles west of Arrow Lake Estates to 16 nautical miles north of Buckhead Ridge, moving east at 15 knots. These storms are expected to collide with the East Coast sea breeze, which could lead to further intensification of storms as well as additional storms developing. Hazard, wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source, radar. Impact, expect wind gusts in excess of 34 knots, suddenly higher waves, lightning and heavy downpours. Make sure all on board are wearing life jackets. Return to safe harbor if possible. Locations impacted include Queens Cove, Vero Beach South, Gifford, Winter Beach, and South Beach. Move to safe harbor until the hazardous weather passes. Special The National Weather Service in Melbourne has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Indian River County in east central Florida until 5:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 4:52 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located over Winter Beach, moving east at 25 miles per hour. Hazard, 60 miles per hour wind gusts. Source, radar indicated. Impact, expects damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Sebastian, Vero Beach, Indian River Shores, Vero Beach South, and Gifford. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building.